Most people think silence is weakness. They think if you don't clap back, you got put in your place. They think if you don't defend yourself, you mustn't have a defense. And the disturbing truth is, that belief is exactly why disrespect spreads so easily. Because the average person doesn't realize something brutal about social reality. The moment you react emotionally, you hand the other person control of the frame. You confirm they can move you. You prove you're available for their drama. And in a world of hidden competition, that's blood in the water. What if the most dangerous person in the room isn't the loud one, but the calm one? Marcus Aurelius had a dark kind of revenge. He didn't argue with fools. Not because he couldn't, because he understood human nature. Attention is currency, and provocation is a tax our collectors use to steal it from you. Nietzsche would call it a test of power. Jung would call it a shadow game. Stoicism calls it self-mastery. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. In this video, you'll learn the 5 silent moves psychologically powerful people use when disrespected, so the disrespect collapses under its own weight. 1. They don't defend themselves. They defend their status. The behavior is simple. They stay calm, say less, and refuse to prove anything. Most people misunderstand this. They assume silence means you're guilty or intimidated. The hidden meaning is status. High-status minds don't rush to clear their name to low-status provocations. They understand that over-explaining is a form of begging. The deeper motivation is self-respect. They know respect isn't won through emotional speeches. It's enforced through boundaries and consistency. You see it at work when someone takes credit for your idea in a meeting, and you don't start a public fight. You calmly document, let results expose patterns, and speak to the decision-maker privately. Stoicism isn't passive, it's selective. Marcus Aurelius wasn't nice, he was disciplined. Memorable insight. The fastest way to lose power is to act like you need permission to be respected. 2. They refuse to feed the predator. The behavior. When someone pokes them, they don't give the reaction. Most people think this is turning the other cheek. It's not. The hidden meaning is that many disrespectful people aren't looking for truth. They're hunting for emotional supply. Your anger, your panic, your defensiveness. That's the meal. The deeper motivation behind silence is psychological warfare. Not dramatic warfare, clean warfare. If a manipulator can't control your emotions, they can't control you. In families, it's the relative who throws a subtle insult at dinner just to watch you snap. In relationships, it's the partner who uses sarcasm to see how much they can get away with. In friendships, it's the joke that's really a probe. Jung would say this is shadow projection. They dump their insecurity into you and hope you carry it. Memorable insight. When you don't react, the predator starves and reveals itself. 3. They use silence as a mirror, not a shield. The behavior. They pause. They let awkwardness hang. They let the disrespect sit in the air. Most people misunderstand pauses. They think silence is avoidance. The hidden meaning is exposure. Silence is a mirror that forces the other person to hear themselves. When you don't rush to smooth it over, the disrespect becomes undeniable. The deeper motivation is control of the emotional tempo. The powerful person decides the pace of the interaction, not the one throwing emotional grenades. You see it when a coworker makes a cutting remark in front of others. You don't laugh nervously. You don't argue. You simply look at them, calm, still, and let the room feel what just happened. Nietzsche understood this. Many people speak to dominate, not to connect. If you don't play the game, you disrupt their script. Memorable insight. Silence turns their disrespect into a confession. 4. They don't fight. In the moment, they choose the battlefield. The behavior. They don't react immediately, but they don't forget. Most people think this means you're letting it slide. But psychologically powerful people aren't forgiving everyone. They're strategic. The hidden meaning is timing. Reacting in the moment is often what the disrespectful person wants. A messy scene that makes you look unstable. Silence postpones conflict until you can win cleanly. The deeper motivation is protection of reputation. Powerful people understand that social standing is fragile, and public emotional reactions are easy to weaponize. In friendships, you don't confront the fake friend at the party where they can twist the story. You address it later, privately, with clarity. Or you quietly remove access. Schopenhauer would call this realism. People aren't moved by your pain. They're moved by outcomes. Memorable insight. Impulsive confrontation is emotional honesty. Strategic confrontation is power. 5. They let consequences speak louder than their mouth. The behavior. After disrespect, they adjust access. They reduce availability. They change the relationship terms. Most people misunderstand this as cold or petty. But it's the opposite. It's emotional intelligence. The hidden meaning is that boundaries are the language disrespectful people actually understand. Explanations are optional. Consequences are not. The deeper motivation is self-protection from repeated harm. The powerful person knows patterns matter more than apologies. In relationships, it's the moment you stop rewarding someone who belittles you with more attention. At work, it's when you stop sharing ideas with the colleague who undermines you. In family, it's when you limit contact with the person who always forgets to respect you. Stoicism calls this living by principle. Nietzsche would call it willpower. Jung would call it individuation, choosing yourself without needing the crowd's approval. Memorable insight. The strongest reply is a new standard, not a new argument. Disrespect is rarely about you. It's about hierarchy. People disrespect to test rank, to relieve insecurity, to get attention, or to discharge their own inner chaos onto someone stable. They're not seeking truth. They're seeking emotional movement. A reaction proves they can touch your nervous system. Ego is the engine here. When someone feels small, they look for someone to shrink. When they feel powerless, they provoke power. When they envy you, they try to stain your confidence so your success feels less real. Social comparison makes it worse. Your growth becomes their mirror, and not everyone survives the reflection. This is why Stoicism looks cold to the untrained eye. It isn't coldness. It's refusing to let another person's wounds become your personality. And Jung would add a warning. If you can't control your own shadow, your need to win, to be seen, to be right, someone else will use it to control you. How to respond. First, go silent for 3 seconds longer than feels comfortable and watch what they reveal. Second, don't over-explain your intentions to someone committed to misunderstanding you. Third, name the behavior calmly once, without emotion, and then stop talking. Fourth, change access immediately. Less availability, less intimacy, fewer chances to disrespect you. Fifth, stay focused on your mission, because nothing humiliates disrespect like your continued rise. Modern relevance. This matters more today because disrespect has become entertainment. Social media rewards clapbacks, public humiliation, and reactive identities. The attention economy trains people to poke, provoke, and perform, because outrage travels faster than dignity. Modern relationships are also flooded with soft manipulation, sarcasm, subtle put-downs, and backhanded compliments that give plausible deniability. If you react, you look too sensitive. If you stay silent without strategy, you get used. Emotional intelligence now isn't just empathy. It's pattern recognition. It's knowing when someone is testing your boundaries so they can rewrite them. Silence isn't the absence of strength. It's strength that doesn't need witnesses. When you stay calm under disrespect, you're doing something rare. You're refusing to outsource your dignity. You're refusing to let a wounded ego write your next move. And that is the darkest kind of revenge, because it makes their disrespect bounce off you and come back to them as emptiness. Remember this: the loudest person wants a stage. The manipulator wants a reaction. The insecure want you to play smaller. Don't give them any of it. As Marcus Aurelius would say, your mind is yours alone. And as Nietzsche might whisper from the shadows, the one who cannot be provoked cannot be controlled.